Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Farah. Welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at some shells in Etheria Restart here. So a shell guide. Just to start, about half of the shell dungeons are pretty much useless. You won't have to worry about them. And this is going to be kind of just the beginner intermediate of the shell guide. And then once you get into getting the mythic shells, then that's sort of a whole different beast, doing inferno modes and things like that. But I'm just gonna help you guys get through the first what Jacques has or Jacques to through Fabian, and then into Nico Nana Hell mode is kind of where this is gonna end. I'm not there yet. I don't think I unlocked it, but I don't think that I unlocked it. Yeah, getting through Whitney too. Pretty sure you have to be 35 for this. I'm not sure, but at the moment I'm running Nightmare Fabian. So we can hop into that run and I'll show you guys what that looks like. Just so you can see the team I'm using. I am using a team that is, I'm definitely not free to play friendly, of course, with Lily Messiah in the team. But Didding and Freya, I think, are very free to play friendly. It's possible you didn't get Didding. Some replacements. So you're gonna get Freya. Like you should just summon on the Freya banner and get her. It doesn't make any sense not to. I would get like 4 SSRs from the normal perma banner first, but after that I would hit the Freya banner and get yourself a Freya for sure. Just any account, doesn't matter what you have. Like I have Lily Messiah here. Like it literally does not matter what you have. I would pick up a Freya. So I'm gonna call her free to play. Didding. If you don't have Didding, you can run. You could run Rosa, you could run Ziada, you could run, I guess if you have Messiah, but you don't have Didding, you could still just run Messiah. You can run Ramoka, that's a little iffy. You can run Rin the Unbowed, which is an SR. We can actually take a look at the SR specifically. But yeah, like Ziada, Rosa. If you have Yelly, you can run Yelly. Any other damage dealer you have. If you already pulled Kloss, I would definitely put Kloss in the team, and she would kind of count as one of your 2 damage dealers. Not that she's going to deal a ton, but she's bringing the decreased defense and the decreased speed, which is pretty helpful, and the hacker progress. So the enemy is taking more damage and you're taking less damage, which is very helpful. You could probably even run Hoyen. Fabian actually isn't that hard of a dungeon. It's sort of hard to get into it first. I actually ran hard instead of Nightmare first, and I got 4 shells leveled up. I got 2 of them maxed, and then the other 2 are still not quite done, but we're going to do that here in this video, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. And then, yeah, so we'll get there though. But yeah, Rosa's good. My game will stop skipping here. Rosa's good. You could even run Rahu, I guess. Ziada's good. You could run Leanne. I mean, everyone gets Leanne for free. Just use her. You're leveling her up for the hyperlink charter stuff anyway. So if you don't have Didding, just throw Leanne in. And everyone will get Didding eventually. You could get unlucky and not get him for a while, but you will get him eventually. You can run Gray as like he would need to be paired with another DPS though. So Rin the Unbowed, I had said, she does some good damage. She's generally good for Nico Nana as well, if you wanted to use her there. So replacing Didding in Fabian I would probably go with Rin, or unless you have like a Ziada or a Rosa specifically, because they're the blue affinity, and then they're going to be hitting for good damage into Nico Nana and just be the stronger affinity in Nico Nana. So yeah. Rin works well as well, and then Fabian is neutral anyway. It's like light and dark. You could run Fangus, I guess, if you wanted to. It's going to be a little harder. Like Obel and Fangus are going to be harder to run in Fabian. It's more of just you need to just do the damage. It's going to be tough to run dots in there. And then down here, I don't know that any of those are going to be taking over a damage spot realistically. I think the vast majority of people, or pretty much everyone, is going to have access to like a gray. Everyone's going to get gray anyway, but then they could pair it with a Rin the Unbowed. If you have Didding, obviously just use Didding. And then again, the SRs we went over are fine. Chloros could technically work as well as a damage dealer. Holden works fine in there because he brings debuffs. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but he brings debuffs that are helpful to your survival. There's a lot of stuff you can bring into Fabian. It's not too hard to make a team. But then when you start looking more towards Nico Nanak, it's a little more, I guess, harder, kind of. It's kind of not that hard to hit hard of Nico Nana as well, though. Or Hell. I think it's, what is it, hard? Or is it Nightmare and then hard? Or maybe, I don't know if we can look at it. Yeah. Can't quite look at that yet, Nico Nana. But anyway, the way you're going to want to go through here is I only have 5 runs into this guy. I can actually show that. It's not in there. It's in the achievements here. Battle. So defeat Jocks in Grim Pursuit 10 times. I've literally only battled the dude 5 times. And it was because I had to for the Hyperlink Charter. That's literally all the extent of the time that I've spent in there. He doesn't have any shells you would want. Don't spend any more time in here than you have to. I'll go back and do the 5 runs just to clear the achievement, or probably just do however many runs it wants me to do to clear whatever the achievement is for him. Hopefully it's not more than 20. And then you're going to get into Shadowrunner. You're going to want to farm here. You're going to be able to do this after Chapter 3, I would imagine. If you can beat Chapter 3 of the story, I think you can pretty confidently come in here and beat hard. You're getting Gray. You're getting Lien. I mean, Lien is not positive affinity here. But you can try to use her. You can try to use Rin, one of the SSR damage dealers we talked about, if you want to use one of those. You're just going to get here anyway. This is just the first place you have to come to farm shells, realistically. If you just throw some modules on, bring them to +6, like even just 1 matrix modules, and then if your character's like 4-starred, like that's pretty much all you need. Like you're going to get through this very, very easily. And of course, the SSRs are 4-starred automatically. Like you should be able to beat this with 3 stars. It's very, very easy. I don't know how to explain it any other way. If you're having trouble beating it, it's because you're like level 8 or 9 or something. It's not hard. Just get modules on your stuff and you'll get through it. So yeah, and then anyway, here you're going to want to farm up. You're going to want to farm up 3 Unbridled Sciences. And you're going to want to put those on your 3 supports, whoever that would be. So that could be anything like a Gray would want that. If you got a Valerian, if you have a Kachi, if you already have the Freya somehow, maybe you got her from the permanent banner. On this account, I actually did. I got her on the perma banner instead of her own banner. So you could run Freya right away. Kachi, Valerian, Gray. Obviously, if you have Lily, you should just use her. I mean, she's an outstanding Animus. Some people like Chiaki the Echo. Some people like Kazuyo as well. Not sure how usable that would be really early on though. It'd be okay, but I don't know that I'd recommend that. But yeah, you're probably looking at stuff like maybe you want to run her or Valerian, Kachi, Freya, like stuff like that. Gray. Just get 3 Unbridled Sciences, and I can actually show you guys the ones that I used. So yeah, you get those on, and then the like standard 5-star you get from beating just the tutorial, which is not in there for some reason. The game gives you this for beating the tutorial. You get the Phantom Cat, I'm pretty sure. That's what'll be on your normal damage dealer. I guess you can bring it up to +20 if you want. It doesn't really matter. But anyway, you're gonna take those 3 Unbridled Sciences. You're gonna put those on your supports, and then your damage dealer is going to end up getting a Budo Panda or a White Gale. I would recommend farming up 2 of these, so that you can pair Lien with another damage dealer in different content, or switch them in and out as you need to. So 1 Budo Panda, one White Gale, and running hard here. It's just not that hard. I mean, you can run Gray, you can run Rin the Unbowed once again if you get her. Freya, all the same supports, the same damage dealers. You can run Lien in here. I think one of her missions tells you to beat hard with Lien. So as you're getting like kind of some scrap modules and just getting the different shells together, you'll get through here just fine. The 3 unbridled sciences will make this a lot easier, and it'll make a lot of content a lot easier. So I would farm those first from Shadowrunner, then get in here and get your 2 DPS shells. So that'll be that one. And then walking into Karuru, I wouldn't farm anything in here, like, and actually build it. It's just stuff that you're gonna recycle. He's a difficult one. I think he's your first like actual difficult shell boss to fight. Very irritating. Does a lot of damage. It seems like you're doing well because you cleared the first like ad wave, and then he comes through and I think he revives them or something, and then you can get smoked or he smokes you out on his own or something. So he can be hard. The big thing here is like Leanne, you get her for free. She's red affinity hitting into a green, so she's the strong affinity here. So just put in Leanne or Didding if you've got them, can work too. And just put supports around them like Freya, Sonya. I haven't talked about Sonya because I forgot about her because I haven't gotten her on this account. But Sonya does a lot of healing, is extremely good. You can just put in Sonya. She'll do passive healing, active healing. She can revive. She's going to be good through all of these as well. Green Sonya, so the SR Sonya. So very, very good in all this. She can heal. Yeah, I would use her if I don't have her here, so I had to get through it without her, but she would be very helpful. So yeah, and then again, Kachi the guard and Valerian also find supports here. Just build supports around Leanne and send them in. You don't even need to use Gray for like a decreased defense. You can kind of just tank it out. Preferably, you would be able to fit Gray in. You'd run something like Leanne, Gray, Freya, Sonya would be a very solid team for here. But if you don't have that, you can switch out. Like maybe you don't have the Freya yet. You can put in Valerian. You don't have the Freya or the Sonya. I used Kacha the Guard and Valerian. You'll have some combination of these you'll be able to make it work. So yeah, really don't like this guy. There's nothing in here to farm. You just have to farm him for the Hyperlink Charter. So just a pain. But then getting into Fabian hard. There's nothing wrong with farming Fabian hard before Nightmare Fabian. Again, I farmed it. I just kept rolling through. I got the shells I needed and just started upgrading those shells, and it worked out fine. I don't even need to farm Nightmares for that long, honestly, because I probably over-farmed hard, really. I farmed this and almost had 4, max epic shells, so I could have gotten in here earlier. The team I would use for this is this is where Leanne is going to start looking pretty bad, because she is Leanne, the fire SSR you get to start the game, or the red one. She can be used to get through this, of course. It's going to be a little harder. This is where, if you don't have Freya, or this is kind of where you need the shells maxed. You need the Budo Panda, the White Gale, you need the Unbridled Sciences. You really need those maxed to help you get in here. But once you do that and you can start getting these epic shells, it's going to open up a lot of the game. It's going to make Fabian a lot easier when you're able to put these on your Animus and then run back in here into Nightmare. And yeah, so team here, pretty much the same team as the rest of them, honestly. You're just going to use Sonya, Freya, Valerian, Kachi the Guard, some combination of that stuff. You're going to then use something like Didding. I mean, if you got Didding, just use Didding. He's the best for pretty much all these shells. But yeah, Rin the Unbowed, Ziada, Rosa, the same other DPS, things. You can still use those. So just go for that stuff there. And yeah, you'll get through here. I think I can just keep that running. And then Whitney is unlocked. I guess we could try Whitney. Oh no, we can't because we're doing the Fabian thing. Whitney is a pain. This is where having Didding is probably the biggest impact because he can burst her down and not have to worry too much about the side ads. Whitney is just about surviving it. Like, it's the same as Karuru. You just have to try to survive it and get through it. again, Leanne can work here as damage. She's going to have a rougher time. And it's all the same damage dealers, all the same supports. You just have to try to get the epic modules, or once you get the epic shells, I mean, it should be a lot easier anyway, so I wouldn't think about that too hard. If you're struggling with it, just make sure your shells are maxed, and then if those are maxed, go back in and farm Threshold to get better modules, to, you know, get your better set effects, and move on from there. So then we have the shell on here for Didding. I don't know if this was the one then, yeah. So it doesn't really matter what's on these. I'm just going to sell the rest of them anyway. You only need 2 Twilight Knights and 3 Black Flags. 2 Twilight Knights to cover your 2 damage dealers, whoever those may be, and then 3 Black Flags will cover your supports. You can move them around and interchange them as you need to, and just run the game that way. But I would only farm up 5 seriously. And you want to make sure they have good matrixes as well. So I've got triple Onslaught, triple Swift Rush here on the Didding one, and then this one just has double Onslaught and then triple Swift Rush. The Black Flag has triple HP set, basically, and then triple speed set. Kachi is still on that one, I guess, and then Freya had the other one, so double HP, triple Swift Rush there. So we can hit this and just keep upgrading that, and then because we do need 1 more Black Flag after this, I'm going to be a little more careful about what I'm putting in. So we can look around and see what we've got even. I will probably not use any of these, I guess. I probably won't use any of those because I want triple Swift Rush with a 2 matrix of something else that I actually want to use. Or a triple matrix really would be best as the secondary as well. But yeah, probably none of those are going to be good enough. I'll just keep farming Fabian. You need to anyway because you want to go in and recycle a bunch of this stuff so that you can go ahead and get more reconfiguring chips. You can get more of this training data here to upgrade your shells as well. And yeah, so get through that there. But yeah, that's pretty much the guide. I mean, it's just you work your way through there, and then you, yeah, we're out of trading data. I guess I can show recycling real quick too, and then reconfiguration. But a lot of it is just using the same, you know, group of DPSs and supports I told you guys about. You don't want to build all of them. You just want to build 2 to 3 DPSs at the most, and then 4 to 5 supports at the most, and those will help carry you through. And then they become usable in different content. You know, you split them up and use them in different areas anyway later on. But yeah, so we got this recycle. And by the time you get to Fabian and you can get those epic shells, every other shell in here is 100% needing to get tossed. The base stats you're getting are lower. The effects you're getting are going to be weaker. So you want to toss all of these off. I guess I ran more... Oh, no, these drop from Fabian. That's why I've got so many of them. I was going to say I must have been running a pate a lot, but no, these are all Fabian shells right here as well. Okay, so we've got all those, and then I'm pretty sure my Twilight Knights, because they're done, I believe they're fully, we'll just make sure real quick. Because they are fully empowered, I can't upgrade them any farther. I can't throw any more copies of themselves into themselves. We are good to throw away all the other Twilight Knights I get as well. So we can hop back in here, hit this, recycle, and start tossing all the Black Flags as well. And I had a level 10 here. It didn't have what I wanted, so I shouldn't have even upgraded it anyway. But for some reason I did. I think it was maybe for a challenge or something. I don't know. I don't use this one. This Diamond Heart support, or maybe it's usable. I think Black Flag is probably going to be better in every scenario, so that's getting tossed. We don't need these Unbridled Sciences anymore, so we can, I don't know if we can rip it off of Kachi from here, but we can take this one at least, confirm that recycle there, and then we'll want to go in and take Kachi's and Leanne's shells off. They are not being used in my current shell team. If they were, I definitely wouldn't want to take the shells off. I'd want to wait until I have the replacement and then get that done then. But because that's not the case, we can just pull them off right away. So place on load and replace on load, and we are able to then go back and toss those off. And I would recommend recycling your shells, keeping your inventory fresh and up to date, making sure the shells you have are effective. You're going to be doing this a lot until you get to Nico Nana, where when you're hitting Nico Nana, you're starting to get mythical shells and you're replacing your Twilight Knights and Black Flags. Yeah, so we'll talk about that briefly as well. Before we do that, I'll show the reconfiguration here. So we can hit really anything. So Ditting is a damage dealer. So we can look at like Lily. I mean, obviously she doesn't need attack or crit damage. So in here you can reconfigure, and there's a bunch of different things. Generally speaking, this first one is always going to be basic stats. So HP, attack, and defense, I think, are the only ones in here. Okay, so there's 15 HP there. I'm not sure if there is defense in here. I'm pretty sure there is. I'm like 99% positive there's defense in here. I just haven't rolled any of that today. This one can have like crit rate, crit damage, and some other things as well. So there's crit rate there. I guess we'll overrate it because it's higher, but we can keep rolling through. Increases the Animus healing done by 6%, so she doesn't heal, but that's fine. Increases effect accuracy. That's cool too. Crit rate there. Animus speed. This is what you're really looking for here, at least for your supports. Probably your damage dealers as well, is the speed on slot 2 here. So we can, I mean, that's just more valuable. The speed is just straight up more valuable right away. So we can hit that, overwrite that again. I'll leave that there because this shell is going to get replaced eventually by like a Gigabyte or an Artisan anyway. For Lily, I would probably run Gigabyte, I think, but it depends on the content. But yeah, so that's all that stuff there. The third one does like special effects for like increasing damage if you are from a certain affinity, decreasing damage taken, increasing accuracy or effect resistance over time, different more specialized effects. But yeah, that's that there. We'll hit that, and then it just wants me to hit Whitney hard eventually, so that'll be later on. But Nico Nana specifically, there's a lot you can do there. It just got nerfed pretty hard, so you don't need to think about it nearly as hard as you used to. Nico Nana is 3 stages. The middle one, I believe, is Hell mode. I would run that and pick up a bunch of these, at least 2 Artisans and probably a White Fang and a Gigabyte, or 2 White Fangs or something, and then be able to use those to replace on the team you have. And then with 2 Artisans in your team, it should be enough shielding and like a safety net that you should be able to run Nico Nana Inferno at that point. Maybe you could earlier now, but I'm kind of going off a little older data when she was much harder. But apparently she's a lot easier to deal with now. I don't know if it was something like a 25% HP defense attack reduction, and I think they lowered her speed even more too. So she's looking a lot easier than she did before. So you could probably still just run Ditting for Hell mode. You can just run like a Ditting or whatever other damage dealer you had. Freya, Sonya, Kachi, Vivian, or Valerian. It's all the same stuff here. So there's that. It's Nico Nana should be a lot easier now. We can wrap this up with some summoning and see what we get. So we're at 63 to pity, so we'll just hit 20 here and see what we get. Just to round out the video, and we'll call her a day. Okay, Ditting, so that's a good dupe to get there. Oh, nice, guys, nice. That is, I feel like I always get to like 60 or 70, honestly. My pity, I do so bad with pity so frequently, but this account, no way. This account has seemed to do better with the SSR rates, so. Well, whatever. Do we get another one, I wonder? Probably not, but yeah, that's a tragedy. But okay, We got, I guess, a Freya copy. So yeah, that'll be the end of the video. If I missed anything, you guys want to know anything else, just let me know. But I'll see everybody in the next one.